And as he said it years ago about Russell, he said, Colin, he throws a deep ball, some of it out of necessity. You can see there's times there's stuff open in the middle of the field. He doesn't see it. And Jalen Hurts, similarly. Greg Cosell has said to me, there are times he just doesn't see stuff in the middle. He's very good up the sidelines. Great kid, accurate. I watched Jalen Hurts, and it does appear that he is better throwing outside than the interior where Brady lived or Manning lived. It kind of makes sense, Jordan, because offensive linemen now are 6'7". Like, that's what the world has produced. When you watch Jalen Hurts and the struggles, what do you see?
Well, I just think, and I'm not going to say it has nothing to do with him and his personal, like his game, but you keep replacing coordinators every year. And because whether you're doing that because your team is struggling or because your team's in the Super Bowl every year, either way, you start shifting coordinators. The media and the fans want to make it about scheme. This guy's a good coordinator. That guy's a bad coordinator. But the reality is you don't get that continuity, and you can't continue to get to like level 4, level 5, level 6 in protections, in routes, in reads, in combinations. I think one of the most underrated things in sports that I don't see owners do is say, we've got a great offensive coordinator. Let's just pay him like a head coach. If it's going to cost us a chance to win a Super Bowl and make a run, let's just drastically overpay him so we don't lose him and do what we got to do to keep him. And unfortunately, he had Shane Steichen, and then he had Kellen Moore. And I honestly don't know the guy's name right now, who's the coordinator in Philly. And I think that's a big portion of it. And then the second part, and we saw it on that clip right there, the out route that got picked, is I still think with Jalen, there's a part of his game that needs to evolve in the uncontested throws, the simple movements, getting yourself to a same spot. That's the place where I actually see accuracy fall off. And those are like unforced errors, and that's something that can be built over time. All of his momentum still going left. He never gets into his front side. That ball goes inside. And that's just what happens. But this is also a Super Bowl MVP and a winner and a guy with a unique skill set. But what you got to do when you're down, what you got to do when you have a team like this that's not living up to its standard on offense is you can't miss those balls down the field, particularly when you got guys who are frustrated with their production.
Jordan Palmer coming in hot with the knowledge. This is a great take, an absolutely great take. Notice how he discussed, hey, this is the issue that someone like a Jalen Hurts faces because he never gets that continuity. Colin immediately is just like, no, something inherent to Jalen Hurts' core, to his soul, to his being, to his genetics, that he'll just never be able to do it. Jordan Palmer's like, I don't know about all of that, man, but like the reality is this. Right, we can't get to this level 3, level 4, level 5, et cetera, et cetera. We can't do some of this other developmental aspect because he keeps getting a new coordinator every single year, and that is an absolute problem. And even someone like Josh Allen now has had more continuities with coordinators. And before anyone wants to tell me, well, other quarterbacks have had other coordinators. Yes, it's true, but many of those other quarterbacks have had other coordinators, but other high quality coordinators, or had continuity at least with some of those coordinators for more than a minute. Let's just use Jared Goff as an example. Like, he had Sean McVay for years and then now has that foundation that now when he's with Ben Johnson, who's also a great coordinator, you get to really build off of. It's one thing if Jalen Hurts was able to have like a Shane Steichen for like 3 years or even just 2 years and then started this kind of coordinating train a little bit, then you could be maybe a little bit harsher on it. But he hasn't really been given that benefit. And again, if you want to point out other quarterbacks who have had, it's like, yeah, and Jalen Hurts has played better. He's won a Super Bowl. He's a Super Bowl MVP. So he showed you what he can do. He showed you what he could achieve. Like, that's the thing. And people always they want to point out other quarterbacks. Well, this guy gets his quarterback head coaching jobs. It's like, so did Jalen Hurts, okay? Like, say Jalen Hurts got Shane Steichen, boom, head coach job. Kellen Moore, boom, head coaching job. Like that's what Jalen Hurts has part of his resume as well. And you can just see the impact of coordinating so significantly when you look at how Sirianni called the game before Shane Steichen actually had control of the offense. In the same season, with the same roster, with the same level of quarterback, and it was night and day. And then that following year, obviously in 22, Jalen Hurts and the Eagles played out of their minds. And then in 23, with a really bad offensive coordinator, nothing looked the same. And then in 2024, you bring in Kellen Moore, and you immediately have just significantly better ball than you did in 23. It continued to develop, and then you got the best possible football in the biggest moments, in the most important moments. And now, in 2025, you're going back to growing pains. That matters. Trying to say, well, Jalen Hurts can't see over the ball. He can't see over the field. That's not the conversation. That's not the conversation. And it's absurd. So credit to Jordan Palmer to being like, I don't know about all of that right now, man. Like, there's obviously going to be some strengths and some limitations to any quarterback, but like, here's the real problem. Here's the real conversation that we need to kind of have here. And it matters. It obviously matters. We're seeing real world examples of it, and we're seeing it year to year to year. That matters. And now we're getting even a more exaggerated version of it because we're seeing it in half to half to half. I mean, like, what's more likely? There's coaching and coordinating issues, or a quarterback knows how to play in one half and not the other. You tell me. The answer is obvious. And it is a shame that he hasn't been able to get that continuity so he can continue to develop and work on some of the things that you want to see Jalen Hurts be able to work on and grow and evolve. But it is also up to him to seek out some of that. Like Sam Darnold sought out Jordan Palmer. Josh Allen, I don't know the one coach that he's been working on with, but with his mechanics, they've highlighted that a lot throughout this year. They highlighted a little bit of it with Daniel Jones. That, and this is now beyond just coordinating. Like, you're working with like an actual, as Jordan Palmer refers to himself, quarterback consultant, quarterback coach, whatever it may be, and seeking some of that stuff out. Now, to be fair, I don't know how much Jalen Hurts does in that realm. I really don't. I didn't know how much Josh Allen did it. And it is one of the biggest benefits that like a Patrick Mahomes has with an Andy Reid, or a Kevin O'Connell has with any of his quarterbacks. Some of these coaches that are both coordinators and the gurus, the whisperers, the consultants, the coach, the quarterback coach, like whatever it may be, even if it's obviously not their official formal title. It's just a great place to be in for some of those guys. And so, yeah, I would be fascinated to know that some of the stuff that Jordan Palmer pointed out is like, are those conversations ever had with a Jalen Hurts, and kind of how that unfolds? Because yeah, it's all necessary. Coaching matters so much. But I'm really happy Jordan Palmer came out and said that, because and I know it's real, and I know it's authentic, because Jordan Palmer in the past says he comes out at quarterbacks. He comes out and says, like, your mechanics are bad, or this is that, like, this is a problem with this player, this is the problem with this type of this and that, and like, that's not where he went to. That's not where he went to. In a time when that's where everyone is going right now, and it's ridiculous. I mean, it really is so ridiculous that 6 games ago, Jalen Hurts won the Super Bowl MVP. 6 games ago. And then they were 4-0. And then they lost a couple games, and now it's, I told you Jalen Hurts is not good. Jalen Hurts is bad. Jalen Hurts struggles. Jalen Hurts is a problem. And it's just like, it's pretty remarkable. It really is. It's pretty remarkable how in 22 you can be an MVP candidate. In 24 you can be a literal Super Bowl MVP. You can you could be top in the NFL in many statistical categories: completion percentage, yards per attempt, passer rating, all real statistical analysis, low turnovers, etc., and then you throw an interception and miss a throw, and it just, yeah, he's just not that good. I told you, he's just mediocre. He's just average. Man, we live in a bizarre world. There's few words for it. There really is. There's few words for it. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles? How do you think they fix this problem? Is it fixable? Is it coaching? Is it Jalen? Is it just the Eagles? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.